Welcome to my channel everyone. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. Things were exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to start trading with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc with the lowest fees in my opinion. And you can also trade 100 tokens with 0 fees. I think at the moment it's even 118 coins, but here you can trade, for example, Solana, Sui, Cardano, Avalanche, ARP, so TAO also. Many coins without any kind of fees. And for the coins for which you have to pay fees, if you use my referral link, then you can save another 20% on those low taker fees. They are already low, but it can get lower. You find the link in the video description. And like in the other videos, if you have watched it, you can skip it. I took small short trades yesterday for Ethereum, XRP, Render and TAO. About Render and TAO we are going to talk in a few minutes. All of those coins broke support to the downside. I will show you what I mean with that. And they retested old support. If we get a follow through during market opening, then I think it's going to be a red day. And like always, small trades until they get into profits, and then we can increase our position size if we see more breakouts. A few hours later, like 3 hours later, shorts are closed from my side. And yesterday I haven't done an update. I have just done this post, and I have told you we have currently mixed signals, and the mixed signals you can also see in the Dogecoin update, because there I think new lows are possible. On the one hand, we are at support for most coins. We have fair value gaps over us, and for most coins we also filled the fair value gap. We have an oversold RSI. We can expect with those informations a bounce to the upside. On the other hand, we broke the bullish divergence in the RSI to the downside. So if we are going to get a new bullish divergence, then we are also going to see a new lower low. And we still have more liquidity to the downside. So this is bearish, mixed signals. And that's why I didn't want to do an update yesterday, because most of you should get confused with that. And I don't want to create any kind of panic. So basically, in the end of the day, I still think we are in the altcoin season. In the beginning, at least. So if we look over Render, the positive thing is, let's just start with my trade from yesterday. So when I have posted that I'm in a short trade, it was right here. Why did I do it? So basically, the sell-off which we got was very impulsive. And yes, we have said maybe we can get a nice push to the upside and invalidate the bearish, the bearishness. $3.58 was the support which we broke to the downside, which we retested it. Short. $3.50 was the fair value gap, which actually got us a bit of the strength to push more to the downside. And here's the target, $3.35 to $3.26. And I have said that I went out of my trades right here. Why? Because if we look into it, for sure I can also keep the trade until $3.26. Just pretend that the bounce didn't happen. We can just take it from the resistance which we had. We put it to the point, minus 5.8%. So basically 5.8% were made from my side without leverage. Now put leverage on it. If we sell off into the upper part, 6.4%. So I actually missed how much? I think 0.5, 0.6%. And if we sell to the downside, where I don't have the security that we even are going to get there, minus 8.7%. I have compared Render with TAO, Ethereum and XRP, and Ethereum was on perfect support, where we had a huge cluster of support. So with a very high chance I expected there a bounce. We went into that area, Render was here. That's why I closed Render as well. So basically the whole movement to the upside, it's not looking corrective to me anymore. It looks to me that if we look into Bitcoin, the movement which we have for Bitcoin looks corrective so far, as long as we don't break the bear flag to the upside. If we break it to the upside, then yes, more upside potential, and then we invalidate the bearish chart pattern. But if we break the $110,000 to the downside, then Bitcoin can do a lower low. What is a lower low? Here's a low, here's a lower low, and here could be another lower low. I think Render is not going to get a lower low. I think Render is going actually to get some bullish correction, like a small pullback. And if we see here some kind of a bull flick, then we can actually get into our trade earlier. And in the worst case scenario, if we are still bearish, in the worst case scenario, we should still see the $3.70 to $3.75 once we get this kind of setup. So, and if we get then impulsively to the upside and form more pullbacks within bullish chart patterns, then for sure it's going to continue, in my opinion. But with this setup, even in the worst case scenario, we just get here, for example, from here sell off, we are going to see that early enough if we are going to sell off with a high chance or if we are going to get higher. So far everything looks good. I think it's also positive that we showed some strength getting over $3.58. But once we get over $3.70, yeah, you can't see this price mark actually. But once we get over this price mark, then I think the drop is done and we can seek for higher prices. So let's look over TAO. For TAO, similar setup. 343 US dollar short. My personal target was the 314 US dollar. I can take here again the measurement. I took profits here at 7.3%, 7.2%. It was this area. My maximum take profit area was 314 US dollar, and if we are even more bearish, then 307 US dollar, but I never hold until the maximum extension. Anyway, so I could have made, if I would have hold longer, 8.4% for sure, which didn't happen, by the way, but I decided to take profits at 7.3%. Did I get lucky? Maybe, because in the end of the day, this price movement happened. So I went into a short position right here. Then all the short sellers got liquidated. And with this wick, I would be out of the market as well. My stop loss would be at break even. I would be out. And I think in this moment, I would even be in losses because my short, my stop loss order for my short is not going to get hit here. The market is so fast moving that I'm maybe getting even out of the trade up here. So this would have been a loss trade if I considered or if I demanded on getting another 1%. So I already made 7.2% profits without leverage. Now put a leverage on it, it makes a huge difference. If I hold 1% more, then I have the chance to lose everything just because of 1%. But in the end of the day, I have already done 7%. That's why I always take profit a bit earlier. We never know what happens afterwards. On the other hand, for sure, I was long. I took my profits here. And yes, TAO went still more up. I think I didn't even long TAO, but I was in many long positions for all the other coins. And for all the coins I have taken profits at this market stage, every coin still got more up. Why? Because with a high chance we should sell at least into the lower part of the fair value gap to close it. What happened? We closed it, we broke it even more to the downside. So basically that's why I rather take profits a bit earlier before getting knocked out of the market. So 335 US dollar. 34. Resistance broke to the upside. Good. I want to see over the next hours or even over the next day a bullish consolidation. If we get one, then I can look for higher prices. If not, if we are going to sell off like this, for example, impulsively, then I think maybe $307 is going to be the target. I don't want to short anymore. If we get into 307 US dollar, then maybe most coins are also going to get a pullback. Maybe not Ethereum, XRP, and Solana, not a lower low, but at least a pullback. But if the coins are going to sell off a bit more, then I think it's just going to be a gift, because we can try to get a long position in that area. But the setup has to be good. If we now look over Kaspa, I think Kaspa is also, even though it's not a large cap, it looks similar to XRP and Solana. While Bitcoin still has the chance to get a lower low, I think Kaspa is going to get, with a very high chance, a higher low. And if Bitcoin then pushes to the upside, even if it's just 5%, Kaspa might do 20% or more. Always possible. So keep that in mind. Kaspa looks very good to me. Also, no trade possible. We took the whole fair value gap and even got lower prices than that. So far lower correction than most of you probably thought. We have here a huge resistance over us at 9.3 cents. We'll just put here the price mark. Once we break the 9.3 cents, then we can be very bullish for Kaspa. But as long as we get the opportunity to get into trades down below here, for example, within a falling wedge or bull flag, I rather take my long trade right here instead of waiting for the 9.3 cents, which is, from the example here, still 10% away. So I get 10% lower prices on Kaspa, and I can even scale up over the time and also scale up over 9.4 cents for a massive push for Kaspa. So everything looks good to me. I want to see a bullish pullback. ONDO, similar. We are in our resistance box right now. We were hoping that this can develop as an inverted head and shoulders formatation. Well, we lost it, so I can take this one out of the chart. I also have to clean up the charts a bit. So basically, what I think is, we are in the resistance box. Looks good to me. Maybe this was even the break-in, the retest, and here is going to happen the breakout. Can happen even with a high chance. But what I want to see to make my trades, I want to see a bullish pattern, which I think is going to happen with a higher chance right now, because the price movement looks good to me. Breakout, and then I can use the momentum to get in a very profitable short-term trade for ONDO. So, all in all, like I said in the post yesterday, we lost our, let's first talk with bad news. The bearish scenarios are not gone yet. We broke the bullish divergence in the RSI to the downside. That means that we can still develop a bullish divergence, but developing a bullish divergence means that we are going to get a higher low in the RSI, while we are getting a lower low in the chart. This is a bullish divergence. We have seen it here in the past, where we got lower lows in the chart. Yeah, I messed it up, but here are higher lows in the RSI. So basically, bullish divergences can develop even on the triple base or even more. For Bitcoin, we had a 6 times bullish divergence, means 6 lower lows in the chart, 6 higher lows in the RSI. And then this kind of push happens. To develop it again, at least one bullish divergence, we still need a lower low with a higher low in the RSI. That's the bearish side. The bullish side is the price movement looks already good to the upside. We were at support and bounced, especially for Ethereum, especially for Solana. We filled the fair value gap, which Jerome Powell caused with his speech on Friday. I'm talking about this huge, dangerous fair value gap. The danger is not there anymore. This fair value gap got closed. So basically, if we are going to get a consolidation within a bullish chart pattern for most of the coins, then I think we have more upside potential. The good news is also, like I said, it looks like to me that we are in the altcoin season, at least in the beginning of an altcoin season. That doesn't mean that all the coins are simultaneously pushing to the upside. It means Bitcoin is done. Bitcoin season, I think, lasted 2 to 3 years. Ethereum season is right now. It can last just 1 month before it goes to XRP, Solana, and from there, Sui, Avalanche, HBAR, Dogecoin, Render. TAO, a bit smaller coin. Kaspa, a bit smaller coin. They are going to push afterwards. This is my game plan right now. I think that if it's interesting you, if you think that I'm doing a great job, if you want to trade with me the whole altcoin season, then feel free to subscribe. And I'm still going to look for more altcoins. I'm analyzing a bunch of them right now. Especially my first target are the large caps, like Cardano, Chainlink, Sui, XRP, Solana. There are my targets first before I go into the smaller coins. And in the future, once the altcoin season really gets started, like it already started in my opinion, but we are currently at Ethereum. So it's not the altcoin season which we all want to see. But once it starts with XRP, Solana, and with the other large caps, then I will also give you more coins on the chart, on my videos where we analyze more charts, for example, Cardano and Chainlink. I'm not going to talk like on the daily base right now for them, but once they are getting interesting and tradable, then we are going to talk about them until we are done with them and the cycle is over, for example for Cardano, and then we take it out of our video analysis. So this is the plan, and if you think it is worth it to watch and to do it with me together, then feel free to subscribe, and we see each other tomorrow, hopefully with some nice bullish pullbacks so we can trade them tomorrow.